I wonder if anybody's going to come on YouTube at 12 midnight. I haven't been on YouTube at 12 midnight in a long time. And at 12 midnight on this channel is my first time. I remember my old channel, people used to come and hang out with me. I don't know if anybody coming now. I'm going to wait a few minutes and see. Okay, I see one person. Blessings. I see one person. I've been on Facebook and Periscope and TV. My TV show started a month ago. So I've been on TV. I've been making videos on Periscope and on Facebook. So I said, let me show you two some love because it's been about a month, right? About 4 or 5 weeks since I've been on. So I said, let me come on YouTube for a little bit, show them some love, and see who's up out of 4,000 and something people. So we're going to see if some more people come in. And if some more people come in, then we could talk. If not, then I'm going to have to go. That's my lip. I'm going to have to go to Facebook. Hello, blessings. What up, Myra? Hi, Shelly. Hey, Sister Shelly, how you doing? Hi, Michelle. Patricia Moore, how you doing? It's only 9 people on here out of 4,000. Where y'all at? They sleeping. Because it's 12, what is it? 12:03. So they sleeping. Hi, Shelly, Betts. How you doing? Okay, so we got 11 people. Hi, DG. I know a lot of my followers is probably sleep. They probably sleep. Cause I got my pillow behind me, make my back comfortable while I was sitting here talking to God. All right, well, we'll just work with what we got. Oh, where you at? Pacific time or Central time, Maya? I know Sister Shelly is probably, 9 o'clock because y'all in California, right? Well, it's 12:04 on the East Coast. This is what I can't tell y'all. Like, I've been getting in trouble on Facebook a lot. With not really my videos. I've been putting other people's videos up there from YouTube and stuff. And they haven't liked those videos. Facebook never used to give me any problems. But I put that Dr. Bashar up there, and I put some other stuff up there about the mask. Ain't like that. So I had to take down like 3 or 4 videos. I'm like, what? Facebook getting me. Okay, so listen. I had put this on Facebook, right? Like a lot of y'all been following me for a while, and like I said on the Facebook, like 2 years ago, I had the dream about. Hold on, y'all. I had the dream about famine. Like I was in living color, right? Pretty living color. Excuse me, y'all. And hold on, my nose itching. Okay, I was in pretty living color. And then in the rest of the dream, everybody else was in black, grayish. Everything was barren, and it was like real dry. So when I woke, and it was big too. So when I woke up from the dream, I asked God what it meant. He told me that food shortage and stuff was coming. Then last year, not on YouTube because I was off of YouTube then. But I believe I said it on Periscope, and I put the video on Facebook that it was going to be a food shortage. As a matter of fact, it's on Vimeo, it's on Facebook, and it's on here too because I uploaded it on here when, I don't know why my nose itching, y'all, sorry. Because I uploaded it on here when I came back, back in May. So, look for it. But anyway, last year God said we were food shortage and a water shortage, right? And so there's this other prophet I know, and he was saying that God told him the same thing. and what kinds of foods to get, because God had told me to what kind of foods to get, and I had told them, I think it was water and some kind of canned goods. But this guy that I know, the Lord told him Pacific foods. So I went to God and confirmed it, and God said, yeah. So I said, God, do you want me to share it? And he said, yeah. So I shared it on Facebook, and I told him this other prophet that I know said that part about what kind of foods to get, right? And so I'm sitting here talking to God, and he was like, go make a video on YouTube so they'll know too. So the way God was talking to me, and the way this other prophet I know was talking, it's like it's gonna be very, very soon. Water, like bottled water, is gonna be have shortages in food, and you already seeing it now with meats. And I have been in a couple of supermarkets down here in the past couple of weeks, and they have signs outside saying, due to shortage of this or shortage of that, we cannot offer it in volume anymore. It's one per customer, something like that, right? And certain stores are rationing off beef and stuff. So you kind of see it coming. And I was talking to God, and I was like, God, you know what? Whenever you have bad things that happen, like pandemics, whatever, right? Even when they start to subside and go down, there's the residue that comes out of it. And sometimes the residue seems just as bad as the episode itself, right? So every day you turn the TV, you hear how the COVID-19, 15,000 here, so we know the deal about that. I ain't even saying it on here because you know how YouTube is, but we know the deal about it. But anyway, right? You seeing this. People not wanting to go to work. Mm. Restaurants are closing back down. Stores are closing back down. Some stores and restaurants have no choice but to close down because their workers are scared to come back. Everywhere you go down here in Georgia, you see a help wanted sign. I mean, everywhere. You know, the places that's open. Because nobody don't want to come to work because they scared they're going to catch this stuff, right? So, eventually, a food shortage is going to come. That's why God told me last year we was going to have a food shortage and water shortage. Because these plants and stuff, some of them are closing down. Some of them don't got enough workers. So if you don't got enough workers in these plants that, make the food, cut up the chicken, the beef, whatever, bottle the water, if you don't have enough people working in these kind of places, then there's eventually going to be a food shortage and a water shortage. And that's what's going to come out of this pandemic. Because it was much urgency in God's voice and in this prophet I know, right? Much urgency. And then he told me last year the food shortage and water shortage was coming. Just like he told me 3 viruses was coming. And he told me the first virus was going to kill a lot of people. We already know that's COVID. And I even saw the vision where the COVID was made and everything. Put in the air. Y'all know that. This video, I think it's on here. And it's on Facebook with Periscope, right? So, and he had said there was 2 other viruses coming, but they weren't going to affect America like the first one. You know what I'm saying? So I heard it was Ebola in some places. So I was thinking maybe that could be the second virus. I don't know. And then there's this flesh-eating disease that's coming. I told everybody that on Facebook and YouTube, and I think I put the video on here. But I don't know when that's coming. So I came on here to tell y'all, like God told me to tell y'all, like Noah's Ark. You remember how God prepared Noah? Like, he prepared Noah, like, what? Noah was like 120 when he got on the ark. I think it took him 40, 50, 60 years. His kids was little when he started it, right? So he had to put enough food on that ark. I thought it was for 7 months, I think, right? Now, mind you, it wasn't just him, his wife, his 3 sons, and 3 daughters-in-law. It was like 33 to 35,000 animals, couples of animals, 2 of each, right? And then it was many animals that was in our ancestors' days that we never have set our eyes on, that God did not let get on that boat, right? On the ark. So what did Noah do after he built the ark? He put food and hay for the lions and the elephant. He prepared, stored up for 7 months, right? So they can have enough to last them and eat and stuff. they stored up on everything that they could need, right? So that's what God is telling us to do. He's telling us to prepare. So you should stock up on like the prophet that I know, he said, God said rice, canned fruits, canned soup. I think he said canned beans, I believe, and water and flashlights. I was like, God, why we need the flashlight for? You didn't tell me that EMP was coming. I said, please don't tell me the lights is gonna be out. He said, no, the lights aren't gonna be out, but it's always good to have a flashlight. I was like, okay. Right? So get your water filter. I bought a $46 water filter from Amazon, and I'm gonna put it on my sink downstairs. So I always keep a lot of bottled water. I got a little storage room in the house, so I always keep lots of water. So that's not a big thing. But if my water ran out, I have hold on, y'all, my computer went out. I have I ordered a water filter. So you go to Amazon and get it. It's silver. It's for the silver appliances, and you could just put it on there. Yeah, good. Get your freezer. Get your freezer. I've had one now for 2 years, and I never was one to have a freezer. I didn't care about having one, but I do now, right? You can get them. You could get a freezer for like what? I think I paid. Well, mine was on sale. It was like $120. Was normally $220. It was 50% off, so I was blessed. I was blessed, right? But he said, don't worry too much about fresh foods. If you have a lot of fresh food, that's good. If you could get fresh food, that's good, like chicken, frozen vegetables, and all that stuff. Good. But still get you some canned goods like beans. And Daddy even told me how to tell y'all how to store rice. Like, let's say you got like a bucket with a top, right? And let's say you want to buy 3 bags of 5 pounds rice, right? You would put dry bay leaves at the bottom of the bucket, then pour in the 5 pounds, then put in bay leaves again, then pour 5 pounds and put bay leaves in. The bay leaves keep your rice for up to a year or more. Not brown rice. Daddy said brown rice does not preserve like the white rice. And the white rice that I eat, that he told me to eat, is jasmine and basilemic. I hope I'm saying it right. Basilemic, BAS something. I always get that, or jasmine, or black rice, or the organic oat, wild oat rice. Not that white rice. Not that Uncle Ben. No pun intended to Uncle Ben, but no Uncle Ben. You know what I'm saying? So, and but he did say the rice, the beans, canned fruit, canned soup, and like canned chicken. I mean, you ain't gotta go crazy buying it. If you got a freezer, an extra freezer, and it's full, right? And then you got a freezer in your refrigerator, and that's full, then you good. But it's always good to have some canned goods too, some rice on hand. You know what I mean? Um, Cans of chicken. Like, I went online, and I didn't get any cans of chicken, but because when you go in the supermarket, it's expensive. So I put in wholesale canned goods, and it came right up in Google, and I found like 3 places. So one place I ordered, I think it was like 12 cans of black beans, only $8, and no, it was $8 and 49 cents, or $10 and 49 cents for 12 at this wholesale place, because I got a business, so I got tax ID. But they also had wholesale places for people who didn't have a tax ID. It asks you if you ordering personally, or if you ordering for yourself. I mean, for your business. So if you if you got business and you got a tax ID, you'll get even a better discount. But if you don't have a business and it's personal, you'll still get some good discount. You'll get way more. I mean, 12, I think it was 10 or 12 cans of black beans for $8.49, $10.49. Then I ordered, what other beans did I order? I ordered some other beans. I can't remember what they was. Oh, yeah, some honey beans. Honey beans, they're a name brand too. He come on a commercial with the dog. Forget his name. but it was 8 of them for $8 and some change. Now, if you go in the supermarket and buy you one can of black beans, it's gonna be $2 and some change, right? So what's that, like 30 something dollars? So go to Google if you got a business and put in wholesale canned goods. If you don't have a business, you can still do it, right? But you still get discount, but not like the business would. Yeah, bush beans, that's what it is. Because they got bush beans that don't have no pork in it. It's honey, brown sugar, maple, something like that. Because they got honey brown sugar maple with bacon in it, but they also got honey brown sugar without the bacon, the pork, because I don't eat pork. And that's what I got. And I got, oh yeah, those little instant noodles? I love them. Like, they're not those, which one? Them 99-cent ones. They're the other ones. They look like they from Asia. And they come in a nice size bowl. They kind of like organic, and I haven't ate those in a long time, but they had 8 of them for $6 and some change. And in the supermarket, they go anywhere from $3 to $4 a piece, right? But I got 8 of them for $6. See, once you become an entrepreneur or a business person, when you get ready to buy stuff, all you think is wholesale. Because you learn wholesale is the cheapest way to go for any type of business or vendor. Once you get a business and you start going wholesale, you don't see nothing else anymore but wholesale, because you can get stuff mad cheap because you got a business. Like, I found this place, right, where I could get boxes, to put my stuff in. Pretty boxes, different colors, pretty bags, dirt cheap. Dirt cheap. Dirt. I was like, what? I even got me a little printer machine, but I gotta figure it out. I listen, guys. I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to that UPS print your own labels, but I got one and I got it on sale too, right? So I was like, God, now I gotta figure out how to use this darn thing. I gotta figure out how to hook it up to my computer and print out y'all labels so I don't gotta write them no more. And then somehow or another you could pay it with UPS, and you don't have to stand in line no more in the post office. You drop it off. But it's probably gonna take me like a month to figure that out. So while I'm figuring it out, I'm still gonna be writing out stuff when I start selling my hair products in September. Because I'm gonna start selling hair products in the fall, because I gotta wait for my tax license, and then once I get my tax license from Georgia, then I can sell. You can't sell if you don't have a tax license. If they catch you selling and you ain't got no tax license, you in trouble. That's what any entrepreneur out there. If you got a website right now and you selling stuff in your state and you ain't got no tax license, they're gonna catch up to you eventually. Trust me, they gonna catch up to you somehow. Yeah, oatmeal in bulk is really inexpensive. You're right. I went on Walmart, right? Because they claim when I put in wholesale, they put Walmart, right? So I went on Walmart. They had canned goods for $3.49, $4.49. I was like, for one, I was like, that ain't no wholesale. So I found some other places, and I made out like a bandit. Because who wants to go to the supermarket and be buying all these canned goods and got to lug them in the house? And if your storage room is upstairs like mine, it ain't fun. Because you should not be putting canned goods and water in your garage, because for one, it's too hot. It will spoil the shelf life of the cans, because canned goods usually last 2 years. It'll spoil the shelf life. And if you put the water, it will boil the water from within the bottle. And if you have chemicals in there, the plastic will draw in the chemicals in the water. So don't put your water. I used to put my water in the garage and it was fine, but I found out you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to put no kind of canned goods in the garage in the summer months, because it will spoil. The winter months is okay. But water you still shouldn't put in the garage, because if you got paint, chemicals, it'll draw it in there. But the water and canned goods should be stored in the pantry or in the storage area. And in the winter months, you can keep the canned goods out there, but not the water, right? So that's what God wanted me to tell you. And then I still have, because y'all know last year he gave me month for month, right? So I already told y'all August word. Yeah, that's on here. So he want me to come on. I'm probably gonna do it on Facebook. I don't know, Periscope. Um, to tell y'all September, October, November, December, all in one shot, right? And he told me to do that like 2 weeks ago. I just haven't had time to do it. So I'm gonna do it hopefully one day this week. Hopefully, right? Give it to you. And he did tell me to tell people there was not going to be any war. Now it'll be in-house wars, in-house riots, because he told me people are going to be. He said to me, like I told him on Facebook, he told me that people have been conditioned to riot. Every time something goes wrong, they say let's riot. So we're going to see riots all through the year. All through the rest of the year, we're going to see riots. So just keep praying about that, right? And he told me China and Russia was not invading America this year, because obviously some people are telling me that there's prophecies out there saying Russia and China was going to invade us this year. And I asked God about that, and he told me no, that China and Russia was not going to invade us this year. And he reminded me, and I told people on Facebook 2 days ago, like I had a vision back in 2017. I saw 7 kings. First it was 6 kings, and it was the eagle standing in the room with the kings, and it was a huge eagle. And they was trying to figure out how to destroy the eagle, how to cut the eagle down. And they couldn't come up with a solution. So then the king of Russia came in, Vladimir Putin came in. And Vladimir Putin said, we'll cut their legs off. So the other kings, 6 kings was like, well, how do we do that? He said, we cut their financial structure. Right? So we starting to see that now. Then I had another vision in 2018 that I had on my old channel, and I told Facebook about the other day. And I told him about it last year too, where I saw, I was inside of this building, and it was huge, right? It was a beautiful, beautiful building, right? And they were taking the nuts and bolts out from the inside instead of the outside. So when I woke up, I asked God, I said, what did that building represent, and why was it taking the bolts out from the inside? And he said, that's America. And he said, they're going to destroy America from the inside out, right? So then he told me, well, I ain't going to say it on here, but y'all know the G. What does the G stand for us? The G. GOVERMEND. Okay. Was going to begin to destroy America from the inside out. And he said that they were going to use the very fabric of America. What's the fabric of America? Us. And what is America doing since the last couple of months? Tearing up America. Tearing down signs and tearing down statues and defacing this, burning up Wendy's, all kinds of crazy stuff they're doing. They're tearing up our country. We're looking like buffoons. We're looking foolish to many foreign nations. Okay, we're looking foolish. Then I had a vision where America's popularity was going to go down, and I told a lot of y'all that, and a lot of y'all do remember that because you said it. And now UK has closed their borders to us, right? And other countries are not happy to see us no more. Because of the corona stuff, right? So our popularity is going down. Going down. And then I told y'all about China. That was in one of the words for last year. They were going to try and start flexing their muscles, but Russia was going to be very quiet. Hasn't Russia been quiet this year? You barely hear from them. But China's flexing their muscles. They just closed down a consulate of America in their country for some reason. And then it's even in my prophecy book about Kim Jong-un. And the Lord, and I told y'all a couple of years ago, the Lord said that he was going to die of a young age, and that there was going to be someone even more worse than him to take over. And he has a sister, right? So I asked God, I said, God, you told me it was going to be a man. And the Lord told me, he said, in that country, women really aren't allowed to be in charge like that. But because she's the strongest blood relative, because, you know, his brother's dead and all that, right? They're going to let her rule, but it's going to be a man behind her ruling with her. That's what God told me. And I wouldn't be surprised, you know, if Kim Jong Un is, you know, how sometimes people die and they hide it, you know, but he's not going to be around long because the Lord told me, and I told y'all that God said he was going to die of a young age, right? So, and what else was it you wanted me to tell people, Father? I totally forget. Okay, I told y'all about the canned goods and. Um, Okay, yeah, but China and Russia is not going to be coming to take us over, and right now America is destroying their own self. And he told me that that dream I had about the bolts coming from the inside out, that's happening now, and we see it every day. And I told y'all last year, those of you on Facebook and stuff, and those of you who've already seen the video on here, that this year was going to be nothing but riots. And I told him on Facebook, God said we got to pray against and cancel the spirit of hate, maliciousness, tyranny, tyrants, because there are a lot of tyrants being raised out of this. Hatred, we got to pray against and cancel unforgiveness. And what was the other ones? It was tyranny, unforgiveness. Oh, he said we got to pray for love because the world is waxing cold, like the Bible says. So we got to pray we got to pray. Hold on. Yes, the computer went off again. We got to pray for love. We got to pray that love starts taking over. Because if his love starts taking over, then it removes the hate, the maliceness, the maliciousness, the tyranny, the unforgiveness, the hatefulness, vengeance, murder. And also the Lord told me, oh no, I gotta take a little water. 1 second. That's a good water. And also the Lord told me, remember I told y'all 2 years ago, when I first, 3 years ago, when I first started seeing these riots coming, I told y'all God said that we ain't supposed to be in those riots. It says it in Romans, what is it? Romans 13 or 14 or 15, we're not supposed to riot, right? And remember I told you guys said we're not to riot. And if you do, you might lose your life, right? And some people have lost their lives, right? Being Christians as well. But it's another reason why he don't want us out there rioting is because it's a lot of demons in the flesh rioting. Okay, it is a lot of demons in the flesh rioting with murder spirits in them. Some of these people are demons in the flesh rioting with murder spirits in them, hatreds, tyranny. Some of them are tyrants. You know, so this is why no pastors, no Christians, y'all need not be out there rioting for nothing. All right, for nothing, cause these riots ain't no joke. These riots is crazy. Look at Portland. Look at Portland. Look at Seattle. Look at Chicago. Trump, did he send agents out there? He was supposed to send some Fed agents out there. I know he sent some to Portland, and I believe he sent some to Seattle. I'm not sure. But I don't know if he sent them to Chicago. But y'all remember the vision I had about Chicago 4 years ago? I told y'all Chicago was going to be under siege. And the prophecy has come to pass in 2020. All those prophecies that's in my prophecy book on Amazon, and some of these prophecies are in them. And a lot of y'all been following me for since I started in 2012. Know that God gave me that vision 4 years ago that Chicago was going to be under siege, and it eventually it's going to be under military control. Chicago's going to be the first state in America to be. I'm like, I know we got the National Guards and stuff in different places, and I know we got the feds, but Chicago's going to be under complete 24-hour, 24/7, 7 days a week military control, and that's going to be the first state in America to be like that. And I saw that 4 years ago. And it's beginning to happen. And you're going to see tank trucks, military tank trucks and everything in Chicago. And the reason why Chicago can't get delivered because they got some strong regional demons over Chicago. They got the murder demon. They got all kinds of Demons, they're called regional demons, regional principalities, chief principalities. This is why Chicago can't get deliverance. And Chicago has been that way for so long. It has made these regional principalities over Chicago extremely strong. And it only can take the hand of God to deliver that state. The hand of God. Look at that mayor or governor. I think is she the mayor or the governor of Chicago? The black lady with the afro. Look how she aged. She ain't even been there long. Look how she aged. Look how tired she look in her eyes. Cause that city wearing her behind out. Wearing her out. Cause she can't control it. No, that cause nobody can control those parts of Chicago that's like that, because those regional principalities are too strong for them. Only the grace of God can deliver them people in certain parts of Chicago where it's happening at. You know, I heard about Chicago when I was a little girl. Yeah, it's very strong there. Very strong, very strong, very, very, very strong. And only God can deliver those people that's in those parts of Chicago over there. So just keep Chicago in your prayers. Let your family know about this food shortage and water shortage that's coming. Tell them they should get some faucet filters. You know, get you, because you could buy the filter in the bucket, but they only filter up to 10 to 11 glasses. So if you get the filter that's like, they like between 30-50 bucks, and put them on your faucet, kitchen faucet, because you shouldn't be putting them on your bathroom faucet, because you shouldn't be drinking bathroom water, because that's recycled water through your toilet. Okay. Your kitchen sink has totally different pipes. Okay, so I would recommend you put that filter on your sink. All right, and get you one filter or two filters, because the filters are usually good for 4 months. You know what I mean? And get your freezer if you can. And the guy about the can, that the certain can goods, he said, God said, I think he said God said 20 weeks, but God told me it could last 3 to 9 months. 3 to 9 months. That's what God told me. 3 to 9 months. And he also told me, like I told him on Facebook, that there are big changes coming, and I'm going to be reading those words to y'all that he gave me last year for September, October, November, before this weekend. But there is big changes coming, some good and some not good. There is going to be chaos coming in the next like 5-6 months. There's going to be chaos coming, but it's going to be goodness coming. And somebody sent me a prophetic word that somebody else said, and I put it on Facebook. So if you follow me on Facebook, prophetic mantle, go look at it. It's two of them up there. What did the first one prophet say? I can't remember. It has something to do with comfort, but you can go on Facebook. But I know the next 5 months it's gonna be like a yo-yo, guys. Like how 2020 started out with a bang. 2020 is gonna probably end with a boom boom, right? So like how 2020 has been, it's been up and down like a yo-yo. Some small period is good, then bad, good, bad, good, bad. That's how the rest of this year is gonna be, guys, like a yo-yo, up and down. It's gonna seem like it's gonna be good, and then it's gonna start over. Oh yeah, that's good suburbs. It's gonna seem like, okay, like how the coronavirus went down for a little bit, then it just skyrocketed. So now, like from where I'm from, New Jersey, New York, northern, eastern, they ain't got this problem, right? They don't have this problem. But down here in Georgia has seemed to slack down, because Georgia was a hot spot, but not no more. We got taken off the hot spot. I prayed. I was like, God, get Georgia off the hot spot. And I think South Carolina and North Carolina was on the hot spot. Listen, they took them off. Although they claiming, you're still getting cases, but they took them off, right? And they took Georgia off. I was like, God, thanks. Because, but our governor, I love Governor Kemp. I'm telling you, I'm down with Kemp. I really am. He's suing all the mayors down here in Georgia. He was like, you will not force people to wear masks, and you will not go to phase one and cause people to suffer financially. And he even sued Keisha Lance Bottom, and she backed down. She was going to shut Atlanta down. She backed down. I said, go, Governor Kemp. Go, Governor Kemp. I'm so glad we got a governor that don't want to mandate us wearing masks. Lord, thank you. And he don't want to go to phase one and shut our state down. He's like, if we do that, we will collapse. He said, I ain't doing that with his mask on. He still was saying it. I was like, Daddy, thank you. Because I know there ain't nothing but God. Because I prayed. I was like, God, please don't let this governor make mask mandate. Because I won't go outside. I won't go outside. I said, Daddy, you know I need to go outside and preach the word. Because I don't care if people got masks on. I still be preaching. And if I see homeless people, I go and help them. I'll be preaching. I go in the cleaning. I go in the supermarket. They got their mask, so I tell them, you know that mask ain't gonna do you no good. You breathing in your carbon dioxide. You breathing in your nasty driblets. I was like, and I be telling people, aren't you sick of wearing that mask? And they be like, yeah. And then they start talking. Pat will tell you, she go to the bathroom and come out. I done got the lady the other day in the restaurant. The lady had to pull down her mask. She had the mask on. And I'm talking to her. And she had to pull down her mask. I be doing that. I be talking to people. They be pulling their mask down. They be like, you right. I be preaching. And I be making people. I hug people. I don't care. I hug people. Daddy tell me to help somebody. Or daddy tell me go preach to them. They start crying. And they like, I'll hug you. I'm like, sure. I ain't scared. Because I know Daddy got me. He got me. I was in the post office. What was it, Friday? And the lady was telling me how a friend of her friend got coronavirus. And I was like, well, I pray she be all right. And I said, you sure she got coronavirus? Because you know they just be slapping coronavirus on everything. She started laughing, right? She's like, you know what? You absolutely right. So then the lady in the post office who work at the post office, she know me real, real well because I'm always going there to mail out packages. And she was like, why you don't never have no mask on? I said, why should I when I got God? I said, he my mask. I said, no, correction. He's my covering. So, and I stand on God. It's Psalms 91. So why would I need a mask? So you know what she said? She was like, well, you know what? You right, but I got kids and a husband. And I work in this post office. And I have to deal with people all day. And then the white lady, she looked at me. She was like, I'm so proud of you, ma'am. Because I said, and she had a mask on. And she said, I don't like them neither. And she took it down, right? And she was like, I'm so proud of you. You standing on God's word. And she took her mask down. So it's like everywhere I go, I be getting people, they take their mask off. They take their mask off. And then they be listening to me. And they be like, you know what? You're absolutely right. I don't fear. I got God. It's like God using me to bring these people back into reality. Now, we know this virus is real. We know it's not a hoax. Whoever's saying this virus is a hoax, they wrong. Because people, I personally know some of y'all that had COVID. And God healed y'all overnight. On Periscope, it was a couple of them that said they had COVID. And God healed them overnight. Now, I personally don't know nobody that had COVID. Just a Pat cousin. They said he had COVID. But then they turned it around and said it was food poisoning. So I don't know anybody that has ever had COVID except for the few people that was on Periscope and they gave a testimony how God healed them overnight. So I know it's real, but I'm just saying some other stuff about it is a big deception, like imploding numbers, okay? But it's real. So we still have to pray, that this stuff get out the air and go away, and that people heal that's sick, and pray for the people who are grieving that have lost loved ones and couldn't be with them in their last moments because if they had COVID, they couldn't be with them. Many people have already died from this disease and they had to die alone, guys. They couldn't see their family, or they had to die with a nurse holding their hand because they couldn't see their family. Do you know how lonely and how bad that is to die and you can't see your family? You can't say your last goodbyes to them or them to you. So, we still got to pray. Huh? We get fined in Australia $200 with no mask. Doing scarf, though, person wouldn't. Yeah, that's what God told me. And I told them on Periscope and Facebook. If you're a woman, you just put one of them pretty scarves on and just, put it around you like that. And God said that was fine. 14 Walmarts closed in certain areas of Chicago. Now they're putting fences. They're getting ready for. Oops, hold on. They're getting ready for something. People are starting to stock up, or yeah, cause something's because wherever you have bad things happen in the world, as huge as this COVID has been, it's always going to be repercussions. It's always going to be residue, and sometimes the residue and the repercussion is just as bad as the event itself. And and like I told God, I said, God, although you gave me this word 2 years ago about the water shortage, and then you gave it to me last year in the food. If you got eyes to see, if you got spiritual eyes to see, you'll see that the food shortage is coming. You'll see that the water shortage is coming, because the places are shutting down out of fear. Nobody don't want to come to work. When we was at the restaurant last week, the lady was like, I was like, ain't nobody hardly in here. And this is like a big, huge, popular restaurant, right? And she was like, and I was like, where you workers? She was like, don't nobody want to come to work. And they got a big old sign outside hiring for all positions, right? And she was like, don't nobody want to come to work. They scared. So anybody with spiritual eyes can see what's about to hit us. You know what I'm saying? And God wants us to be like Noah. That's why he telling his prophets. And he told me 2 years ago, show me the vision, and then showed me last year, and then he showed me one back in 2015. So he, like Noah, he been showing me stuff for 5 years now, and other prophets as well. So like Noah was a prophet too. He showed Noah, So tell your families, tell your friends, right? Now listen. Like I told them on Facebook, if they don't want to believe you, that's on them. And when it happens, and they come knocking on your back door or your front door, and you peep out the shade and you see them, they got this puppy looking face. They got this hungry looking face, right? And then they talking, they like, oh, sorry, I repented for God for not believing you. Can I get some canned goods, right? You be like, hold up, wait a minute. You go in your cabinet, go in your storage room, get them about 5 cans, give them a little rice, open the door with the chain lock on. Here you go. And don't come back. I had to crack it up on Facebook. Right? So a lot of people not going to believe you. Your family, like I told some of my family members, and they believe me. My son was like, Mom, I'm going to order me a water filter. They believe me. Right? But some people are not going to. Some people are not going to believe you. They're not. Because God said it. God said lots of people will believe and lots of people will not believe. And when it happened, their eyes are going to be open, but it's going to be too late. It's going to be too late for them. So pray and ask the Holy Spirit to go before you to soften whoever you're going to talk to about this food shortage and this water shortage that's coming. Oh, it's food shortage in Australia? Wow. Well, I pray that things get better over there. I pray, But I could tell you this. God is doing a lot of things behind the scene. Like I told him on Facebook, God said it may seem like things are stagnant, right? It may seem like things are not moving, right? People are at the point where they're lost. They feel hopeless. They feel their future's gone. Even me, when this pandemic first started, I was like, yo, Daddy, what's up with this pandemic? I know you told me that this was coming, but I didn't know it's going to be like this, right? And last this long. And I said, what about all them promises that you spoke over my life and from other prophets? I'm like, what's up with that? And he was like, oh, they're still coming. He said, the world is just going through a cleansing. He said the world's going through a cleansing. He's cleansing the world. He's getting rid of people, places, and things. He's even taking people home to his kingdom. Because I told y'all last year, he said he was going to be taking a lot of people home that's eligible for heaven. He was going to be taking some people home, young, old, little. He said it. And he doing it. And then he said a lot more was going to be going to the kingdom of fire. Okay? And it's happening. Right? So we going through a cleansing because America and the rest of the world don't want to repent. They don't forgot about God. They don't remember God. Remember the Israelites forgot about God and they stayed in slavery for 420 years. Until God one day heard their cry. The Bible says God one day heard their cry. And I used to say, why does it say God one day heard their cry? That's because God closed his ear to them. Do you guys know that's in the Bible? That God can close his ears to you? He can turn his back from you, turn his eyes from you. And that's what he did to Israel, because it said one day God heard their cry. After 420 years of our time, he heard their cry. Why? Because he turned his ear to look. He turned his eyes to look. He never forgot about them, but he turned from them. And when he was ready to turn back, when he thought that they had suffered enough, because he loved them, but they had to suffer to the point where they was going to be all forgotten nothing. So when he felt they was like that, 420 years later, he sent Moses. See, it was meant for Moses to be picked up by Pharaoh's sister. It was meant for her to raise Moses and make him a scholar and make him intelligent. And it was meant for him really to murder that Roman soldier, because if he never murdered that Roman soldier, he would have never ran, he wouldn't have never married Zipporah and met her father, and he wouldn't have never found God. Hold on. He wouldn't have never found God, and he wouldn't have never went back and been one of the greatest prophets and leaders of all time to lead 2.5 million, I believe, people out of Egypt, right? Then on top of that, God made King Pharaoh's heart harden on purpose because he wanted to destroy Egypt. Because he knew if he did not destroy Egypt, if he did not destroy the economy, the financial fractures and structures, if he did not destroy the army, Egypt would continue to be the most prominent country at that time. So he had to take out Egypt completely, and they ain't never been the same since. So a lot of things that happened on purpose. Sometimes God will allow a person to be born in the wrong family, or be put in the wrong family, or adopted into the wrong family, because he has a greater plan for that person's life, like he did Moses, right? And Moses' sister knew that when Moses' sister said to Pharaoh's daughter, I know someone who could wet nurse him. So she went and got Moses' mother. She knew instantly that Moses was a Hebrew baby, and she knew that her brother had made the order to kill all them kids, and she knew that was Moses' mother, who was wet nurse, breastfeeding him. She knew all these things, and all this stuff was set up by God, and he made Pharaoh harden his heart, because he had to destroy Egypt. He had to. The Israelites would have never got no peace. Nobody wouldn't have got no peace if he didn't wipe them out. So, sometimes God, like the Bible says, God works in mysterious ways. Sometimes we look at stuff as an error or a mistake, or we be like, why God do this to me, or why God let this happen? Because you don't see the greater picture. See, you have to read the synopsis. God writes our books as we live, as we walk this earth, as we live in this lifetime. He writes our books, right? And there's always a synopsis. And the synopsis always tells you the general effect of the book. The synopsis usually tells you a little bit of beginning, it tells you a little bit about the middle, and it tells you a little bit about the end. So most of us don't read the synopsis. We just look at the cover and we scan through it, and we be like, wait a minute, that ain't right. Why God? Why God? You see, you don't see the bigger picture. You don't see the middle of the story. You don't see the end of the story. You don't see the greatness that's going to be coming out of that book. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes when we think things aren't right, they really are right. It's just how God made it, because God is just mysterious. He's a strategist, and he's a very mysterious God. And he's not a complicated God, but at times it seems like he's complicated because he's so mysterious. God is actually it's like you can never really get to know him fully until you get to the heavenlies. But you can begin to come into the fullness of God on the earth, but you won't be in the fullness of God till you make it home. But it's like sometimes he seems complicated because you're like, what are you doing? Wait a minute, I was going this way, and then you suddenly turned me this way, and now I'm like all in a tizzy. What are you doing? You're just changing everything, Daddy. So that makes it complicated for you. But he's not complicated. He's just mysterious. He's very mysterious. And sometimes when God seems predictable, because sometimes he could be that way with me. He seems predictable because I get used to him doing things this way and that way, and I get all comfortable. Then boom, he just pulls the rug from under me and changes the whole scene. He flips the script, and I'm like stuck right there in the middle, like, whoa, wait a minute, what just happened? I got a headache now. What just happened? Right? So then I gotta go back, like, God, what are you doing? What? How you just gonna do that? Don't tell a sister. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so he just flipped the script on you. Then you gotta get used to the new way. And so now I learned, don't get too comfortable, because he might change it. He might change it. And then sometimes it seems like he not moving. Sometimes it seems like you be like, God, where are you? What are you doing? I'm like, I know you're there, but what's up? Why is this not moving yet? Why is this not mobile yet? Why is this stuck here? What is going on? You know, and then sometimes he'll tell me, and sometimes he just be quiet, and I have to figure it out myself. Yeah, when you have, let me tell you, faith is the currency. I'm gonna tell you something about faith. Y'all gonna look at faith totally different, and you're gonna look at the mustard seed that God talks about in the Bible totally different. That mustard seed is like a coin, like a gold or silver coin that's gonna grow into heavenly currency. Faith is currency, because if you have faith, you have everything. If you have faith, you have everything. Like how I've had faith in this coronavirus, right? And not being scared to hug people, go in stores, be around people, be next to people. That is strong faith, right? So that's my currency builder in the heavens. So being that my faith is so strong, everywhere I go, I open people's eyes because of it. They be taking their masks off. And they listen, and they be like, you're absolutely right. And I tell them, like, look, I know this virus is real. This is not no hoax. I know this. But I could tell you this, and I could tell you that. And I share my visions with them, and they be like, wow. And it's like their whole mind opened up. It's like their mind was shut. And then here I come, opening it up. And then I it's like I get, like this, like, guys, you know, when you have faith, you're giving out seeds. It's like when the wind blows and the pine trees, like when the wind blows, certain trees, seeds blow from the trees onto the ground, and then more trees will grow. So when you have faith and you going around, you talking to people, and you showing that faith, you are actually blowing mustard seeds in them to grow. That's why God says faith is from a mustard seed, because when we have faith and we talking to people and their minds open up, right, you actually just planted a seed. The wind of the Holy Spirit just blew through you and blew a seed of faith in them, a mustard seed. So now it's going to grow in them. I bet you a lot of y'all didn't. How many of y'all know that? How many of y'all know that you guys are seed carriers? That's what God means. Faith is as small as a mustard seed. We are the faith seed carriers. When we go around people and they see our faith, the Holy Spirit wind blows out them seeds, and they land wherever they land, and they grow. How many of y'all knew that? Yes, walk by faith and not by sight. And then I'll be teaching them about Psalms 91. You'd be surprised. A lot of these Christians and people in the world don't even know nothing about 91. And I tell them what it means. They be like, wow, I never knew that. I taught it on one of my shows. And you know they showed a repeat again today. I got on them good. I was like, listen, I'm paying you this money, and you showed a repeat. They was like, but it was a glitch in the system. I say, you owe me a bonus show again. And they still got the wrong phone number. I said, people is calling that prayer line and it's disconnected. Do you know I done gave them that new prayer number 10 times already? And then my agent, she was like, you know what? This is appalling. She was like, I'm mad too. You done gave them producers that new number 10 times and they still ain't put it up right. I was like, you know what? This is not good. This relationship is not starting out good. She was like, oh, we're going to fix it. I said, you better. So hopefully next Saturday, they'll be showing my new prayer line. Because I know people calling that prayer line and it ain't there no more because I got a new one. So hopefully this Saturday, guys, pray this Saturday because y'all could call the prayer line and leave prayers. I don't answer it. You just leave prayers because I can answer it, but I got it where I don't answer it. And you just leave prayers, it'll come to me automatically. And then I hear it, listen to it, and I'll pray for you. Right? So she said, we going to get it together. I know they had problems in the studio. Some things had to get fixed. So, I excused them again. But I told her, it better not happen again. I ain't no excuse in this one. Because if I was Sid Ross or somebody, it wouldn't be happening. And Sid Ross is on that platform, right? I said, it's just because I'm a little guppy right now. And she said, no, it's not like that. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm professional. So you got to be professional too. She's like, we are. It's just a glitch. It's just a glitch. I said, that's what you said last time. She was like, it won't happen again. It won't happen again. I mean, really, you paying your money. I don't have sponsors yet. I'm just out there. I'm just new on TV, so I don't got sponsors yet. I gotta get sponsors in the future, and then they can cover my TV station fee. But for now, I got to do that. So if I'm paying you, you better get it right. And you a very popular network. But I was biting my tongue. Because it could be Lucifer too. Could be Satan. He be trying to mess up stuff too. It could be him too. Because this is the second time. It's not just my show that was affected. It was other shows that was affected as well that repeated, that shouldn't have repeated. So it could have been the darn devil. So that's why I prayed against it. Glory to God. Okay, so I'm trying to think. Is anything else? Because it's like almost 1 o'clock in the morning. I got to get my baby sleep. What else was it? Okay, so, all right. So, like I told y'all, yeah, they guaranteed me it's going to be a new show because they got plenty of shows. All they have to do is edit them. They're recorded. All they got to do is edit them. So they got about 5 or 6 good shows. It's 5, 6 shows. So there's no excuse for that one. So we know Russia and China is not coming this year, right? We do know the rest of the year is going to be like a yo-yo, up and down. We do know it's going to be some chaos, right? We know that. A possible food shortage and water shortage can start this year and next year. So we know that. So we know we got to start. We got to let people know, right? There's some earthquakes coming. California's supposed to have a big one, but I don't know if it's going to be this year or next year. But I know we're going to have a few big earthquakes before this year is out in different places abroad. And you'll feel some 5 points here and some 6 points here. But mostly the big ones will be abroad. And Indonesia is going to start having a cycle of earthquakes. Australia, I saw 2 coming to them. And I saw a rattling in St. Louis, a rattling. And what I mean by rattling is like a Quaker shake, like a small shake, but it's gonna rattle Louisiana. It's gonna rattle them. I saw that. I also saw a storm coming to Louisiana. I saw a storm hitting North Carolina, and I saw like a big surge of water coming to Florida. So you got to pay for these places. In Texas, I saw them having storms too, but nothing like they used to have. You remember all those prophecies and dreams I used to have about Texas with the floods, and they would come to pass? I didn't see that for Texas, but I did see them dealing with some water, but I didn't see nothing like what they had in the past. Nothing like that, but I did. And there's going to be, we're going to start hearing about a serial killer. I don't know. It's going to be here in America, and we're going to hear about something abroad as well, but it's going to be here in America, a serial killer. I don't know what state, but we're going to hear about a serial killer, but they're going to catch him after he done killed about 6 or 7 people. It's women he going to kill, but he may even kill men, but I think it was between 6 to 8 people he killed before they caught him. But it's going to put people in fear in that area, whatever state it is and whatever area it is. It's going to put people in fear, but they're going to catch him. After he done killed about 6 to 8 people, they're going to catch him. And I don't know his nationality. I don't know if he's white, black, Spanish. I don't know what he is, but I know he's a man, and they're going to catch him. And the Lord said that we got to pray for children, like I always tell you, because the trafficking is going up through the roof now. So the Lord said, pray that these traffickers get caught so that these children could be released that has been enslaved by them. And God said, pray over your children, whether they small or grown, because they snatch at anybody. They snatch at old ladies now. Pray over your whole family. Pray over yourself. Ask God to camouflage your family members when they out. Ask God to protect your family members from trafficking, for sex slave, for sacrifice. You got these people out here kidnapping people just to keep them for themselves, to rape, or to sacrifice them, cutting up their bodies, all kinds of crazy stuff God said is going on in this world that his eyes see. So we need to pray more harder over our family members that's not saved yet, or that's half footing with God, and yourself. You have to pray. You have to pray these kind of prayers over them to protect them. You got to pray no stray bullets hit them, no arrows. You got to pray that they not in the wrong place at the wrong time. You got to pray they don't get in the wrong cars. You got to pray they don't be around the wrong people. You got to pray they don't riot. These are the kind of prayers that we never had to pray before for ourselves and families, but we have to start praying these things. Yeah, putting them under the blood, covering them with the blood, washing them with the blood, protection and comfort of the Holy Spirit, fire of the Holy Spirit, the Gilead palm healing oil of the Holy Spirit. You have to seriously start praying for your family, God said, because we got a lot of family members, excuse me, that's not saved, and the devil want them. He wants them, especially your children, husbands, wife, your close friends. The devil always wants the ones that you love the most. That's the closest to you. You know what I mean? He'll take the ones that are distant from you, and the ones that you're not that close to. He'll take them if he could get them. But he'd rather prefer to have the filet mignon. He'd rather prefer to have the ones you love the most, so you care about the most, because he want to hurt you, because he can't get you. You know what I mean? So you have to pray really, really hard for your family members, even if you don't like them. And like the Lord told me, and I'll be praying. I'll be like, Father, I pray for my family members, the ones who belong to you, who will belong to you. And then I say to them, the ones that's working for Satan, witches, whatever, I say, woe unto them if they don't come. So I cover them, but I say, woe unto you to them if they don't come, because that's all you can say about them, right? Woe unto them if they don't come, because they'll have no excuse, because you was praying for them, and maybe somebody else in your family was praying for them too. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna go now. So I'll be back one day this week, maybe tomorrow if I have some time to do the 4 months for the rest of the year. And if Daddy tell me anything else, I will tell you guys when I come back on. All right. So share the food shortage thing and the water with your family. And for those of you who could get a freezer, get one. Look for the best deal. If you down here in Georgia, try Brandsmart. They got good deals. Sometime Home Depot might have them. Lowe's is very expensive. And sometimes you could go online and maybe find something. Even Amazon might have them. You never know, because Amazon got everything. I remember I got a recliner chair off of Amazon. I had to put it together myself. It was easy though. I donated it though, because I got this one. It's the electric one. You plug it up, and it got a thing on the side. You push it and it goes go all the way back. I've had it for since December 2017. I had it for 3 years. So I donate because I said, God, I want that electric one. Actually, this thing was normally like $1,000. Ashley had it on sale for 400 and some change, and I wanted it, right? So I said, God, if I donate the recliner chair, because I want that recliner chair, will you give it to me? He didn't say nothing, right? So I acted in faith. I donated it. I told him to come and get it. They came and got it. Sure enough, a week later, he gave me that money. I went and got this thing, and I had it 3 years. I acted on faith, and I gave away. And that reclining chair was only like, what, 5 months old that I got from Amazon because I paid $100 for it. And I called them and told them to come and get it. And I was like, Daddy, no, got no recliner chair, right? And a week later, I got this chair. So I acted in faith. I gave away the one I had. And then a week later, December 2017, I got this one. So you got to act in faith sometimes. Sometimes you got to really, really act in faith. Really, really act in faith. Like I was telling somebody, I don't know if it was on Facebook or who I was telling, but I had needed a new wardrobe when I came down here. I needed a new wardrobe, right? So what I did was I came down here with 7 suitcases, big suitcases. So when I had unpacked those things, I had moved and I unpacked them, and I had like 2 bags of clothes that was too small because I gained some weight, and they was too small, and then some of them I didn't want anymore. And so I anointed them, I prayed over them, and I said, Daddy, I said, these 2 big bags of clothes I'm going to give away in good faith. And I think I took them to Goodwill, I think it was. I'm gonna give them away in good faith, and these 2 bags of clothes represent my new wardrobe, right? So I gave them away, and I would say about 3 weeks later, I had a brand new wardrobe. Somebody had blessed me. They said God told them to bless me. They came into some money, in early like mid 2018, and they said God said to bless you because God said you need a lot of personal things for yourself, and they was like, this donation is for you, not the ministry. It's for you. So a couple of weeks later, I had a brand new wardrobe, guys. I'm telling you, if you do stuff in faith, God will do it for you. Because sometimes something must go up for something to come down. So by me giving away 2 bags of nice clothes, they represented my new wardrobe. And when I say wardrobe, I'm not just talking clothes. I'm talking about shoes, purses, hats, and a couple of coats I had got, which was greatly needed. A lot of that stuff I came on here on YouTube and other places. I had my hats on, my pretty dresses. That's part of that wardrobe for 2018. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Some of them clothes that you see me on my TV show, it's coming from 2018. I just never had a chance to wear them. Like, I wore some of them out to other places, but some stuff I never had a chance to wear yet because it was just too dressy. So now I got the TV show. So some of them those outfits and hats you see me on my TV show, 2018 new wardrobe. So all you gotta do is have faith. So if you need a new wardrobe, go through your closet and find some stuff that you don't need no more, you don't wear no more, and you anoint it and pray over it, and you act in faith, and you say, Daddy, this is my new wardrobe, and you say, Daddy, these are my new clothes, my new purses, my new shoes, hats, coat, whatever it is you need. You say, Daddy, this is representing what I want. Give it away. If you need a new recliner chair, you need a new kitchen set, act on faith. It might be hard for some people, but I did it. I act on faith. I gave up. I'll never forget about that recliner chair. I was hurting. So a whole week went by. I was crying. I was like, Daddy, I don't got my recliner chair no more. I had to sit on the couch, right? In the couch. I didn't like sitting on the couch. I like that recliner chair because you could just slide back and watch the TV, right? I was hurting. Then a week later, I guess he was like, let me go and get my baby this chair because she had faith and gave that chair away. And he gave me this chair I was sitting in. I had it for almost 3 years now. So you got to have faith in God, guys. You got to have faith. You got to have faith. And then the word says, if you decree a thing and declare it, it'll come to pass. So if you say to yourself, okay, I'm going to donate this, I'm going to donate that, and I decree and declare in the name of Yeshua Jesus, this is going to represent what I'm going to get. I've done that about 5 times since I've been down here. I've decided to do something, and even with 2 times with money, I said, God, I said, I need this money, but I need more money. I said, I'm going to give away some money. I was like, I need this money, but I need more money. So I said, I'm going to give away this money. And I remember I gave 2 people, it was last year, some money because I needed more money, right? For something to do. And so I gave away half of what I had. And when I prayed over it, and then when I gave it to the person, I prayed over it again, right? For that person. And then I prayed for it for me, for it to come back to me. I would say the first time 3 days later, and the second time the next day. I got that money back plus triple. And I got all the money I needed to do what I needed to do. So I am here to tell you. I've even done it back home, but here I've only done it 5 times. So I'm here to tell you sometimes you're going to have to sacrifice something to get something even bigger. It's like showing God you trust Him. It's like showing God you have faith like a mustard seed. And when you put God in that position, He has no choice to answer. Because His word says, if you obey Him and if you have faith, He will be your God. He will give you everything you need. It's in the Bible. So when you do crazy stuff like that, that's some crazy faith right there. And that's some risk taking faith, right? When you do that, He look at you, He be like, look at my baby. She or he really trusts me. They did. I have to answer and get him double, get him triple, get him quadruple. I've had some people so in this ministry on faith and gave more than they could, and God blessed them. One lady, she donated earlier this year, and she was like, I'm taking a risk. I think I gave her $20,000 maybe 3 weeks later. I don't know how she got it, but she got it. It cleared her debt out. Then one lady had got a $25,000 credit card. Okay? She sold it to the ministry and she got a $25,000 credit card. And then a couple of people told me how they got houses, cars, husband, all kinds of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I even had people in this ministry that was homeless when they first came through the ministry. And now they got a house, they got an apartment. Some of them couldn't get jobs for years. And they was just trusting God. They would sold $5, $10, $1, $2. I even had people sold 50 cents because that's all they had. And God moved them up. It's like the lady in the Bible. She had a penny. And Yeshua says she gave more than all the rich Pharisees there because she gave all she had. I sold all the money I had to your ministry, which was $120, and got back. See, that's what I'm talking about. I got hundreds upon hundreds of testimonies with people. One girl, she got in graduate school. She sold in the ministry. I prayed for her. And she got to graduate school, and she couldn't get in graduate school for 3 years. Planet cheers. Yeah, I've had this one for 3 years. This one it's been holding up for 3 years. For 3 years, it's been rolling with me. It better because even though I only paid for something, so it was like $1,000, but I only paid for something for it, so it better hold up. It need to hold up another 3 years. All right. So I just wanted to tell y'all. Oh yeah, and I got one more. I put it on Facebook today. This lady. I don't want to say her name because I didn't ask her could I say her name, right? But she let everybody on Facebook know who she was. She had a son that she didn't see hardly, and the father had turned the son against her. So it's been about 10, 11 months. I've been praying for her about the son. Do you know the son came to see her, spent time with her, and was ignoring the father because the father was trying to get him to come back, and he wouldn't leave his mother. And he told his mother he loved her and missed her. And she was like, praise God for you. I was like, yes. Yes, and God finally answered. Yes. So God is doing some good stuff. So just have faith in God. I know everything looks crazy right now. I know things look uncertain right now, but this is a testing year. This is a testing season. God is testing us all. And many people have failed God, and many more will fail God before this is all over with. So we're in a test. 2020 is a remember I told you 2020 was 2020 vision? Boy, is it. Aren't our eyes being open to stuff we never thought we could see with our eyes, guys? See, everybody thinking 2020 vision was going to be good. Nobody's never said it was good. Nobody never said it's good. So we going through tests. God is testing us. He is plucking out the good ones and getting rid of the bad ones. He's testing us. I mean, we done been through some stuff this year, guys. This stuff this year has really tested our faith. Has really, really tested our faith. Really. And it ain't finished yet. And although things seem stagnant and not moving, that's okay because God is doing a work. And when he finished doing his work, we gonna start seeing things. And then I was talking to God. I was like, God, you having me open up a business, my hair oil business, in the middle of a pandemic? I even moved in the pandemic. I moved in March in the pandemic. I was like, this is like out of here. This is like crazy. And he was told me, he said, in the middle of chaos, my children are always blessed. He wants us to shine like rubies. He wants us to shine like rubies. So in the midst of terrible things, tyranny, he blesses us. And he even said that all who have had faith during this whole time, like I told y'all last month, all who has had faith in him, who has not wavered, who has trusted him, has stood by him, those are the ones that's going to get back everything that they lost. That's that prophecy on Facebook that the other person gave. That she said that God said that all, and I even told y'all this myself last month, so it's just a confirmation that all of us who kept the faith in God, we're going to get back everything the devil stole from us during these hard times. And people are going to be looking at us. We're going to be shining like rubies. We're going to have so much faith. It's unbelievable. We're going to be living good. We're going to be good. And people are going to be looking at us like, how are they doing this? How are they having such high faith in God? How are they doing this? You know, how are they keeping their job, keeping their house? You know how many people that's going to be evicted if they don't come up with a plan? You know how many people it's going to be a new group of homeless people in this world. It's going to be a lot of them. I told y'all I think they should just go ahead and wipe the rent out for a year. I mean, because to me, that's the only way it's going to help people. They already passed the thing for people who own homes. You can put your mortgage on forbearance for 12 months. But what happens is if you got 15-year mortgage, it'll be 16. You got 20-year, it'll be 21. You got 30-year, it'll be 31 because they're going to put it on the back end, right? So I think that they should just wipe the rent out for the 1 year and get like some money and put it in a program for the landlords to go and recoup, if not all, at least 50-60% of what they lost. Because if they don't do something about this rent thing, many people are going to be evicted, nowhere to live. It's going to be hard for them to get a place to live because they've been evicted. And the landlords are going to be out a lot of money. Of course, they're going to have to fix up their places, paint it. It's going to be a lot of money that people may not even have. So I think they should just wipe the rent out. For 1 year, I really believe they should do that. And just get like a program for the landlords to recoup at least 50, 60, 70% of their losses. Because they could do this. If you could put $150 million in infractions, who cares about infractions? People hungry. If you could put $150 million in infractions, you could put that $150 million in a program for either the tenants to get to pay their back rent or erase the rent and let the landlords collect out of that $150 million. That stimulus package got all kinds of stuff in it. Millions and billions of dollars. And all they want to give people is $1,200 one time. One time. Right? And you know why they lowering unemployment? Because they want people to go back to work. Because some people making more money in unemployment than they did at their jobs. So if you keep paying this high unemployment, nobody's going to go back to work. And like I told Pat the other day, I was like, listen, when that unemployment run out and your kids is crying because they hungry, because that's a hurting thing, or you hungry, your belly cracking, you going to go your behind back to work, corona or not. Because hunger, let me tell you something, when hunger come, when the lights get cut off, when the gas and the heat get cut off because it's going to get cold, right? Or the AC cut off because it's hot. Water bill get cut off, what you going to do? Baby need diapers. Baby need milk. What you going to do? Glory to God. What you gonna do? So that's why they're lowering that unemployment to make people want to go back to work. And unemployment is not forever. I think the longest you could get is what, 4 to 6 months, right? So you and I already told you they don't want to give us no money no more. So it's a slap. Let's just give her $1,200 and call it a day. When did that last stimulus come out? In May? Come on now. What $1,200 gonna do? Now if you got some kids, you'll rack up. But they said up to 3 kids. So if you got 3 kids, your husband and yourself, you got some good money. Or if it's just you and your 3 kids, but if you single like a sister here, your kids is grown. You know, I'm a widow actually, but your kids are grown. What $1,200 gonna do for you? They don't even pay your rent. The rent's so doggone high, it's ridiculous. They don't even pay your rent. They'll go buy you some food. Might pay the gas bill, the electric bill, and the water bill. If you own a house, it might pay your taxes. What that gonna do for you? And they put millions of dollars, and all these other things in this stimulus package. And of course, they put more money in for businesses, you know. But I'm gonna tell. Oh yeah, I'm gonna tell you something because I told them on Facebook. Then I gotta go. And I gotta go. The reason why businesses get more privileges when it comes to taxes, and some businesses don't even pay taxes, right? Is because when you work, right? You work. Let's say you work for Prudential or Midland or who else? Blue Cross Blue Shield, whatever, right? Those, although they own the building, right? And a lot of businesses don't even own the land they own. So they paying land taxes and state taxes, right? So you are a working person. So you are working on government property. Because a lot of these businesses don't even own the land they own, right? So you are working on government properties and you are working on government entities, which is their land mass, right? So this is why you as a working person will pay 5 times taxes, because you are working on a government land and a government entity that does not belong to you. But when you become a business owner, especially if you're working out of your own house, right? You are no longer working on the government property or the government land. You are working on your own domain. Although you paying taxes or paying rent, you are working on your own domain. And this is why your taxes are lower. See, they tax you high when you are a worker because you're working on government property. You're working on the land of the government. So they could tax the crap out of you. But when you have your own business, especially when it's home-based or a manufactured business, that's like you're your own entity in yourself. And then you get it incorporated. You never become a sole proprietor because people could sue the crap out of you. If you become incorporated or LLC, they can still sue you, but they can't take your house. They can't take your car. They can't wipe you out. So this is why business people get more leniency in taxes, because they're not working on government entities. They're not working on government property or government landmass. They're working within their own domain. It's like you're your own entity. You could put your business in your own name. So remember God said last year, and I told y'all, God said this was going to be the year for people to start doing their own business, and it's happening. You want to know why? Every time you go on YouTube to watch something, what come up? All these home business stuff. I even know somebody who opened up an Amazon store because they both lost their jobs. And they, paid the little fee for the training they saw on YouTube, and now they got the little Amazon thing going on, So a lot of people are doing home-based businesses now because there's no jobs out there. But what's happening is the home-based business is getting saturated. So this is the year, if you want to do your own home-based business and then one day maybe it be a manufacturer, this is the year to start it, because after this year, home-based businesses are going to be saturated. Everybody's going to be doing Amazon. Everybody's going to be an Amazon affiliate. Everybody's going to be doing this. Everybody going to be in the hair oil or whatever they want to do. Everybody's going to be in it, and it's going to be saturated. So this is why you better start your business now. And like me with my hair business, my oils are special. My oils are unique. My lotions, my creams, all the stuff I'm going to do are unique because God gave me unique things, okay? But a lot of people things aren't unique. A lot of people things are the same. So if you're going to do your own business, pray and ask God to give you the business idea and make it unique. So when the home business thing or the candle business, because you ain't supposed to do that, but people do it. Soap business, lotion business, people do cosmetics, which you shouldn't be doing. False lashes, which you shouldn't be doing. People even selling hair out their house now, false hair, which you shouldn't be doing. Hair dye, all kinds of stuff they're doing, right? So but I wouldn't recommend no Christian doing those kind of business. I'm just saying, you need to pray and ask God to give you the business idea and make it unique. So when this business, home-based stuff starts to get saturated, your stuff will stand out. Your stuff will stand out. That's what you pray. God, give me a business that's unique and that's going to stand out. Because the home-based business is going to be saturated. Because everybody doing it now because of the pandemic and stuff. You know? So this year, 2020, is the year you need to do it. And even if you don't have no money to do it, pray and ask God to give you the money. Father, this is 911. Pray and ask God. You know, make sure you get an EIN number. You could do it for yourself for free. If you have money, you could go through a lawyer, you know, which makes it easier. You can incorporate your own business as an LLC. It takes about 30 days if you do it on your own. You can apply for your sales tax license yourself. It's a lot of paperwork with that one, right? But you could do it yourself, and that takes about 4 weeks, I think. You can brand your business name on your own. It'll take you a couple of weeks. You know, you could do it yourself. So it would take you maybe like a good 60 days to get everything going, you know, far as getting your I'm giving y'all some free nuggets here. To get your business going. And make sure you get that sales tax license, cuz that ain't no joke. You don't want to be selling your products and you don't got no sales license. You got to get that. You know, and there's so many places where you could get free websites yourself. Shopify is free to make until you start selling. Then they take a percentage. You know, you got GoDaddy. I think they're free and they take a percentage. And I think GoDaddy and Shopify sets up your drop ship for you. They put the taxes in there. You just ship out your inventory, or if you use their inventory, they'll ship it out for you. You know, but you make sure you get an EIN number. You can't do no business without a tax number. You can't deal with wholesalers without a tax number, because that's the first thing they're going to ask you for is your tax number. You know, and being in business, you have to deal with wholesalers and vendors, because if not, you'll be spending a whole bunch of money on Amazon and other places, which you don't have. You know, we can't be wasting. So you got to get an EIN number. And get your vendors going, okay? All right, so I got to go because it's almost 1:30. Yeah, I should charge y'all like $25 a pop, you know, because I could use some money. After paying them lawyers to do this business, I could use some money, but I'll give it to y'all for free. I'll give it to y'all for free. But if you would like to donate, you can donate at www.get-to-heaven.com or Prophetess Rosalind Solomon.blogspot.com or my ministry site. Well, y'all not gonna probably see this video again until later on to this morning or tomorrow, because YouTube takes a long time putting my live videos up for some reason. Okay, or you can cash at me $sign Rosalind Solomon if you want to sow to the ministry or you want to be a partner. Okay, so I will see you guys soon, maybe tomorrow, to get y'all those 4 months worth of words. So thank you for taking the time to listen to me and sitting up to 1:30, and let me bless y'all. Since y'all sat up this late with me, let me bless y'all. Father, in the name of Jesus, I thank you that me and everybody who's listening on the sound of my voice and our families made it to see this Sunday. Although many are asleep, I pray many wake up. I pray that this be a blessed day, and whatever the enemy has planned for these days, starting from Sabbath to next Sabbath, we cancel it. We abort it from the heavenlies with the bloody shield of Jesus. We terminate it. We neutralize the power and the sting of it. We don't agree with it, and we didn't give consent to it. In Yeshua's name. And Father, I just ask you to bless us and bless our families. I just ask you from now to this coming Sabbath that we just get miracles in our life and all kinds of blessings. And we just know it's from you. We just going to be saying, that's God, that's God. We know it's God. And show out openly when you bless us and give us miracles. So unbelievers can see and they will come to you and they will come to us and be like, who is this God? Who is this Jesus? Who is this Yeshua? And let us do mighty exploits this week, and let us have mighty testimonies this week, and many be broken out of bondage, Father, and out of captivity, and be delivered. And let our family members come to you. Let our family members shock us and come to you and be a Jesus believer, Yeshua follower. And this is what I pray over myself and family, over everyone who's listening to the sound of my voice, everyone who listens to the archives and their family. And I seal it with the bloody shield from the heavenlies all the way down in Yeshua's name to infinity. So shall it be. I mean. It is done. It is finished in Yeshua's holy name. All right. So I see you guys soon. Shalom.